Hey everyone. Well, it's not an estate sale toolbox find, but it is a moving sale toolbox find. So it's a beautiful day today. I mean, look at this guy. Almost no humidity. Very cool out for April. But anyway, I saw this ad for a local moving sale, and I always look at those. They're basically like estate sales. And I saw this toolbox. It's just a Stanley homeowner type toolbox. So let's look at that. All right, so here's the box. And so you think, wow, how cool is that? Well, honestly, it's not cool at all. It's a pretty cheap box. It's about as low buck as you can find in these things. I kind of like the yellow and black color combo, but other than that, But it's what I saw in the picture. Now the price was pretty reasonable, and everything was included. So let's look at what was in the box. But the first thing I'm going to show you is why I bothered to go check this thing out. Because sitting in that cubby, I saw that. Now I'm not sure what brand this is because there's no tags on it, but it seemed like something right up my alley to restore. To my surprise, as I go through this, I loaded this up rather quickly. To my surprise, there were two of them. One has the 3/8 chuck, and one somebody has put a 1/2 inch chuck on. Other than that, they look pretty much to be the exact same drill. So while we're at it, let's look at what else was in that cubby. We got this cool wire box. Interesting. Speaker wire. I got a grinder. This looks like a Harbor Freight type of thing. No big deal there. I got another drill. This is a Milwaukee, maybe? Yeah, this is a Milwaukee. 1980s, 90s, I don't know. Nobody wants corded tools anymore, so they're all cheap. This is kind of interesting. I got a little extension cord, which is kind of... This is interesting. A Kawasaki 1/2 inch drill. Haven't tested any of these, don't know if they work. Certainly never seen a Kawasaki drill before. And you know what's funny about it? I just noticed it's got the reversible and speed control switch that I've seen on some 1980s drills. All right, and I also got 2 air hoses. I mean, this alone was worth the price of the box. But what tools were in the box, you might ask? Well, not a lot. Well, let's look at what's in there. I put most of it in bins, so we'll look at the drawers first. The guy, he said this was his grandfather's toolbox, and usually when people say this is my grandfather's, it's not, you know, one of these really cheap toolboxes. Oh, a wrench, Craftsman, a 10 mil. Well, all right, let me put that with the tools, because we'll be sorting through that stuff. I think we got everything out of here. A lot of snap rings. These look about the size to fix some socket wrenches. I think I got everything else out. Oh, nope. I got a caulking gun, grinding wheels, circuit tester, hex bits, and whoa, look at that. Ugh. There's a mud dauber thing in there, a nest. Wow, that's a big one. So, all right, so that's what's in the box. Now, let me clear some room, and we'll look at what I got for tools, because I actually got, oh yeah, I also got this craftsman drill, also very rusty, needs a new cord, but we've tackled these before. This is actually, I believe, from the 1980s. 3/8 inch. But we'll look at that later when we do some work on it. I got here's some tools, and there's a bunch of sockets. So there's some surprises in here as well. All right, let me put this on the tripod, clean up the table here and I'll be right back. All right, first we've got screwdrivers. Interestingly, they are Stanley, a lot of them. And some that look like Stanley but don't say Stanley on them. So possibly knockoffs. We did get some Stanley. That's a good tetanus infection waiting to happen. We get a lot of hex bits, which don't care. Large ones, interestingly. Most of the ones we found are large. Okay, here's a Stanley Phillips. Here's another Husky Phillips. Oh, interesting. So what this is taps, threaders. Whole little jar of them. Interesting. I would guess, again, these are probably spark plug size. He did small engine repair, I guess. That's certainly what it seems like. Well, we got 2, 3, 4, not drivers. China, all China. Donation bin stuff, another screwdriver. Alright. Snap ring pliers, wild. They're actually made in USA, so I don't know. Maybe I'll put them in the evaporust and see what we can do. Another China. We got a whole set of those. Alright, let's look at the wrenches. See if we got anything else, any more Craftsmans in here. That looks foreign. That is definitely foreign. That's foreign. That is very likely foreign. Foreign. No, China and India. This is a USA. It's a snap-on. Alright, we got a snap-on wrench. Well, I don't know how that snuck in among all this stuff. Foreign. A Stanley wrench, 1/2 inch. Looks foreign, but it's Stanley, so I guess we'll put it there. Another wrench. Brazil. It's kind of interesting. I come across these sometimes that are odd countries like Brazil. I'll save those. This is probably for the grinder. Very old rusty pair of pliers. An old wrench. This is made in England. 3/8 and 7/16. Super slim. We'll save that. Alright, we've got a Husky. This does not look like Husky USA. It looks kind of cheap. So a Husky breaker bar. We'll put that, we'll go through the sockets all at once. One more sockets. Oh no, those aren't sockets. Alright, one more socket. Alright, and we got 2 socket wrenches. We got a 1/2 inch and a 3/8. This is an Ampro. I like it actually, it's foreign. The handle's a bit cut up, but it's actually a cool wrench. Interesting bent handle. maybe keep her, but I'll probably donate that. And this is a USA, and I don't know, it's Westline. Westline 1/2 inch. And seems to work fine. Easy to take apart. It's been taken apart before because those screws do not match. But Westline USA. Alright, so with that being said, let's fill this thing back up. Put all the rusty stuff at the bottom. Put all the screwdrivers in. Snap-on wrench, that's crazy. Somebody did carve their initials into it though. So it's very likely that it's not worth really that much. But we'll put those aside. We'll keep these wrenches. And these are China. junk. All right. Here's my West line. All right, let's look at the sockets, because in here was some pretty interesting stuff. So we're gonna have to separate it by brand, I think. Stanley, Craftsman 20 millimeter, 1/2 inch. I actually needed one of these to complete a set. That's good. That's very good. Stanley. So there's a lot of Stanley. That's interesting. That's Stanley. Craftsman. Stanley. We may have a full Craftsman set here. If we keep going, we may have a full Stanley set, but there's different types of Stanley here. Well, so far, most of these are Stanley. Craftsman deep socket, Stanley extension. Who made these impact sockets? Right. Oh, interesting. Are these all rights? Yeah. So I tend to not really go through this stuff when I'm at the house that's having the sale. All right, so sticking out like a sore thumb right here, I see it. Snap-on, 1/2 inch, 11/16 socket. When I was loading these, I saw a few of those. And I did actually say to the guy, Husky, I said, hey, there's some Snap-on stuff in there. And he said, yeah, I don't care, it's all duplicates. Yep, Snap-on, 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 another Snap-on. So this cheap little box, that probably no one really paid any attention to because the box itself was so low dollar. It's probably why nobody wanted it. Nobody even gave it a second thought. But it turns out there was actually a lot in that box. Look at these Snap-ons. Whoa. It's like another Snap-on. Yep. Ooh. A rare case where there may actually be more Snap-ons than Craftsman's. Definitely a lot of Stanleys. More Snap-ons. Wow. This is a PNC. Okay, that's a different one. I'll put those in here. Gotta make sure you can actually see what I'm doing here. It's getting interesting now. Yeah, you can pretty much see. I have some PNC stuff, not much, but some. Snap-on. Wow. There is a lot of Snap-on in here. Challenger, Proto. I'm glad I at least told the guy that there was Snap-ons in there. I don't think I've ever bought a toolbox that had this much Snap-on in it. This is wild how many are in here that are snap-on. There were far more sockets in here than I thought. Wow. Chuck the Stanley stuff. There's actually an incredible amount of sockets in here. Who made that? Oh, that's Husky, so we'll put that over there. More Stanley. More Wrights. Got a great right impact set. Big right impact set. I don't know who that is, but put it there for now. Yep. Right. This is a Craftsman. So one of these impacts is actually a Craftsman. All right. There is a 30 millimeter Craftsman socket. Wow. More snap-ons. Whoa. I don't know. Chinese. Found the rare Chinese socket. I thought most of this stuff was going to be Chinese. Makes me wonder. I found one snap-on wrench and one Craftsman wrench. Did somebody take all the wrenches out? Because there's no way that's all he had. We definitely have a lot of Stanleys. I wonder if they came with the box or something. Snap-ons, more snap-ons. Wow. Alright, I can officially say I have never gotten this much snap-on in a set. The rest of these are all Stanley. All right, let's take a look. So first and foremost, all of these are snap-on. I got more snap-ons than Craftsman's. Unheard of for that to happen. I got a couple oddballs. We've got one Proto Challenger, one PNC. I think that's Husky. That extension, yeah, that's Husky. These are all the Stanleys. These guys, I don't know if you can read it. Let me find one where you can actually read this. These are all rights. Not sure about these three. They look like some type of impact bit drivers. This is the rare Craftsman. And this is, I got two Craftsman extensions or adapters. And that's it, that's all the sockets. So I'm gonna go through these real quick and put them in order and see if we've gotten any sets. Really an interesting haul, and I don't know why. I guess this was the 1/2 inch that he used with the snap-ons, was this Westline. This Husky. Really interesting haul. And these are the Brazil, the one Stanley wrench, the snap-on wrench, and the English. It just says made in England. Does it say who did it, what the company is? It just says Super Slim. I don't know if that's a brand. And one Craftsman wrench. Some Chinesium. All right, let me sort these out and then I'll be back. So here's the snap-on. So this, we're gonna go 1 7/8. So we got a whole set from 1 inch all the way down to 7/16. Okay. This 12 points, we have 2 1 1/4, and then we go all the way down from 1 1/4 down to 1/2 inch. All of these are 1/2 inch drive as well. So we have, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on the way you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 1/2 inch sockets. None go below that. We have 1 deep 1 inch. So apparently he really needed 1 inch sockets. Here's our metric haul. So we got 31 millimeter, 30, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, and then we're missing 23, 22, and we go to 21, 20, and 14. Okay, we've got a few 6 points, 11/16 and 7/16. This is actually a 3/8 drive, 1/2 inch, and this is a 7/16. All right, and we got 2 impact. I guess that's what these would be used for. All right, that's all the snap-ons. Okay, somewhat disappointing showing in the rights as far as a complete set. We've got a 1 1/4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 1 inches. We've got a 15/16. Then we drop down to a 3/4, 5/8. We've got 2 1/2 inches and 2 3/8. And the Craftsman is also a 15/16, so it wasn't even a replacement for that. So that's it for the right. So nothing really spectacular there. Let's look at what we've got for the Craftsman next. No sets in the Craftsman. We've got this, probably the coolest one is this 30 millimeter. 1/2 inch drive, but we go from 30 to 21 to 20, 19, 18, 2 18s, 17, 16, missing a 15, we got a 14, missing a 13, got a 12, missing 11, and we got a 10. We got 3 deep sockets, 13, 12, and 11. We've got 2, these are all metrics, 2 SAE deep 9/16. And then we got a 15/16, 7/8, 3/4, 9/16, 1/2 inch, and then 2 adapters. So that's, oh, and we got 1 Craftsman, deep 1 inch. So that's all the Craftsman. So let's next see what we got in Stanley. All right, here's the Stanleys. So we got metrics, we got a 22, and then we start at 18, 17, 16, 15, missing 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So that's nearly a complete set, 12 points. These are SAEs, not really very many. 6 points, SAEs, again, not many, a few deeps. A couple plug sockets. These are your 6 points. We've got almost a set. We're missing 2. These are metrics. Again, missing a few. But I bet around I have enough to put some sets together of these. All right, and that's all the sockets. All right, last step here is I'm gonna take some of this stuff that I'm gonna keep or that is worth more, like these rights, impact sockets and things. I think they were rights, correct? I had to pick the one that said craftsman on it. Right, yeah, they're rights. And these wire brushes, pliers and things like that, I'm gonna put them in evaporust for a day and just clean them up, take the rust off. All right, everything's fully submerged. I'll put a heavy rag on that because I don't want any animals getting in there. But let's see, very quickly, in a few hours or by tomorrow for sure, all this rust. Let me change that angle so you can see it a little better. For one, this liquid will no longer be transparent. It'll have an awful smell to it. But all this stuff will be black, which is black oxide instead of red oxide, corrosion rust. Thought it would be interesting to take a look at where we're at here. It's been a few hours. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can. There you go. The water's getting brown. Taking it from the top. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at how much cleaner that is. You can see it. Look at this. This was complete rust. And look at that. So wow, this stuff works amazing on these brushes. How are our sockets doing? These impacts were black to begin with. So yeah, the rust is gone. How about our snap ring plier? Look at that. This is only a few hours. Pretty cool. Pretty good. All right, so that's it. You'll be seeing me work on some of these tools, the drills that I got, especially the 2 old ones. I think they're Black & Decker. There's something about the triangular grill piece on the side that makes me think it's Black & Decker. But you'll be seeing me take those apart and get those back up to speed and working again soon. But you know, I guess the lesson here is, even if it's a cheap little toolbox, might be worth checking out if it's not too long a drive, and this wasn't. And wow, did I strike gold with the snap-ons. Again, I am glad I warned the guy that there were snap-ons in there, and they probably far outvalued what he was selling the toolbox for, but he just said, shrugged it off, said they're duplicates, I don't care. I guess he was moving and he was just in that mode. So just like an estate sale, sometimes at moving sales you can really score big. Anyway, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. All of that really helps the channel grow. And you know, if you want to see more of it, I've got more coming. And if you see a box like this, even, you know, this cheap little consumer grade Stanley, which I'll probably just donate that to somebody that needs a toolbox. But you see something like that and it's got tools in it, check the pictures out close. You might strike gold. All you got to do is go out, get busy. Take care.